Hello, Mo.
Hello, Jim. It's a
Great
pleasure.
to have you here. And where did we find you? You were in your home in.
I'm currently on the South Shore of Long Island. That's where I'm speaking from.
Okay, all right. Maurice gets around quite a bit, and we're going to explore that just a little bit. Maurice is youngish, aggressive, impressive leader of a political movement that is about progressive change. And that's all it's about. It's not just about getting power for a few individuals, but of actually making change in our country, the kind of little d democratic change that we talk about a lot here on the Hightower Chat and Chew events. Maurice was raised in New York City, family of Caribbean people. Immigrants, were they, or were they?
Yeah, both my parents are immigrants, and
Immigrants, yeah.
my grandmother came here as a domestic worker in the late 60s. So.
There you go. So true roots right there. But you describe yourself as being, as having been begun organizing as a teenager and never stopped. What got you going into that?
Well, so like you said, I grew up in this household with two working class immigrant parents, and I developed my sense of justice really at their footsteps. Just witnessing through the hustle of my grandmother, who came here as a domestic worker, and then the hustle of my dad and my mom. My mom was an 1199 nurse in Far Rockaway. My dad was a DC 37 electrician and worked underneath trains. And
1199, let me just add, is
Yep.
the Service Employees
right.
Union, founding union of the Service Employees Union. Go ahead.
That's right. And so just witnessing their experience and seeing the differences, the race, class, gender, immigration status, all those differences, all of those structural barriers, and understanding at an early age that there was something just fundamentally unjust about having to navigate those barriers. Going back and forth from New York to Grenada, where my dad's from, or Trinidad, where my mom's from, it's seeing the differences from the global North and the global South, and understanding that there was something fundamentally wrong there. I pretty early on felt pulled to want to have a life of service and a life seeking justice. So starting when I was in, middle school, I got involved in service. I got involved in student organizing, and then I just continued to find opportunities to sharpen myself as an organizer from middle school to high school. Part of student peace and justice groups, to going to university at Howard University, following in the footsteps of Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture, who also is a very famous Trinidadian who made a significant impact in the struggle here in the United States. And then, in college, spending most of my time in college organizing, specifically around criminal justice. A student and classmate of ours, Prince Jones, was murdered by a police officer. And that politicized a lot of people at the time in the late 90s when I went to school. And my first direct action was organizing Howard students in front of the Department of Justice to find justice for Prince. And, here we are full circle. Today is the day that we heard the verdict in the Derek Chauvin case. But, from those days in the early 90s till now, I've basically have committed most of my days to this work, and it's been a joy. I've learned so much about myself, about community. I tell people ask me, why do you do work that is an uphill battle, right? Where you take on work and it doesn't seem like there's an end in sight, that a victory seems so far. Why do you choose to do this? And for me, being involved in our movements is choosing who your people are, choosing how you want to spend your days when we have limited time on this planet. And it's less about knowing for sure that you might see a victory, and deciding in the present how you want to show up. And there's great joy in that.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, check out more Free Speech TV's videos. Just click to subscribe.